is being recorded.
Oh, I do. It's pocketed. Pocketed in shame. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh. I think we're good. Dee Dee typically monitors the chat. Sorry.
Under here?
No, well, I think we'll go and get them at the end, the flowers. What's that?
After me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wanted to.
Why can't I see the people? There we go.
After this and say it.
Yeah, I've got it on the side too. So we won't.
But you want me to say that? Or would you like me to just sit down?
Will she bring them up?
Like,
Yeah, let's do that. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Mercedes. All right, everybody. Let me stop our theme music here. Does anybody know who we're listening to here? A very special person's favorite band is Kiss, so we're rocking out. I don't know who you're talking to right now, but
Anthony would be so pumped right now.
Just, just for Anthony. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to our April team meeting. Fun to be back together so soon after a fantastic night together on Friday night. Who all was there? I think we had most of this room was there. Pretty good time. Yeah, I had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
I was kind of glowing the next couple of days. So thanks for coming and making that such a fun time. We have a very full agenda today, which I feel like is a beating gong of a theme for us. But welcome, and we're so glad that you all are here, whether in person or on Zoom. Can I get a thumbs up from someone on Zoom? Sheila, I see your face. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Awesome, thank you. Wonderful. You may be wondering what this lovely, extra accessory is about. You'll find out more soon. So sorry for the teaser there. Bucket fills. Bucket fills, just as a reminder, is us expressing gratitude towards one another. How have we seen one another show up? How can we express thanks towards one another? Mercedes.
I think people have taken lead in the culture committee for getting Red Day set up. I want to give a big shout out to everybody, culture, because they're taking on a lot, and we've planned quite a bit so far. So, but more to come. You'll hear about that in a little bit.
I'll just mute you as you go here. Who else? Oh, come on. You're doing better than that. Yeah, Lynette.
Lynn. Her last name is last name.
Scott.
Like Smith, I know that's not right. Appreciate all your help with command and like trying to get us all, me and our little team trying to get that figured out. I really appreciate your help and your flexibility and availability.
Yes. Yes and amen. Yeah, Tara.
I want to say thank you to Gina. This past month, my son broke his arm, and I had to put in an offer right then. So she was able to help me out and submit it for me. So
Oh, cool.
It was a very stressful time, but it was very appreciative.
How is your son doing?
He's doing better.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to re-break it, I think.
How old is he?
8.
Okay. Others?
I have, I just want to say, Dee Dee, oh my word.
We know.
Yeah. Yeah, even going through what she's going through, listening to some of the phone calls that she has, the patients that she has, and the stuff that she's dealing with, even this morning, I was in awe, so, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Here.
I thank Eric. He's always checking in on me, sharing, celebrating my successes and helping me out.
Will you turn it up a little?
Appreciate that.
Amen. Jeff Helfrich missed Friday night, unfortunately, but Rookie of the Year for 2021. We didn't record it. We gave this big heartfelt speech for why you got it. But yeah, well earned. One more. This is great.
I want to thank Dan for volunteering to be the Easter Bunny at every single event.
Yes.
He's not even listening. He's too busy swinging deals back there. Easter Bunny. Welcome, guys. Awesome. And I'll give an extra shout out to Sam, who I know is here somewhere, for her incredible work in pulling together awards night. So thanks again, Sam. Just as a reminder, our mission at Keller Williams is, Preston, I'm going to put you on the spot. Read it for us with gusto and zeal.
Build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Amen. All right, we have a handful of new faces. Amanda, you want to tell us who's here, who welcomed us in the past month? And I'll pull this picture down so we can all see Sadie's beautiful face.
Okay, in the month of March, we welcomed 5 new agents. Melissa Sprouse, who I know here, wave. Kaylee Rivers, you're supposed to be here too. Not here she is. Ashley McHugh over here.
Yeah.
Austin Samsel.
Who just walked in.
Schofield. Perfect.
Welcome.
And Sadie's also supposed to be here. We're
Yeah.
So welcome, everybody.
Yeah, we're so glad you guys are here. Welcome back in one instance, and yeah, thrilled for you to be joining the KW community. Coming to team meeting is one of the best things you can do because you get a familiar faces. I think the business is out there, but the more you can come in, meet the familiar faces who come in here, the more connected you'll feel. Feeling connected even as you're out and doing your thing is hugely important. So we're so glad you guys are here and already putting deals in contracts. So well done. You've had what, 3 listings in the last 2 weeks?
The one is like cutting it off and cutting it off a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, they're soon.
Okay. Well done. Hit the ground running. We're so glad you guys are here. Dee Dee, come on up for the last time.
Oh, for goodness.
The goal today is to make Dee Dee cry. So just so everybody can join me in that goal.
All right. Hi, everybody. So our profit share for March was a whopping huge number, 51,373. Already for the first quarter, we're almost at 100,000 at 98,472. That's amazing. So congratulations to all of you who were able to take part
It's
of
like
that.
30% more than last year.
Yeah,
Just crazy.
yeah, it was a good number. So as a reminder, profit share is our way of rewarding you for helping us make the Market Center grow. So there's no nothing that you're required to do other than share your love of KW with others who you think would be a good fit for us. So help us grow and we'll help fill your pockets.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Ooh, did I do this out of order? We'll loop back to that.
Fantastic. So our March cappers are Andy Alamini, Eric Henry, and Scott Young. So congratulations to all of you.
I just got to brag on Eric for a second. Top solo agent for units closed year to date, everybody. So
Nice.
catch him if you can. 11 units closed through March. I don't know what you've done so far in April, but you're busy.
Nice work. Okay, our March 2022 top producers. I have a bit of a cough. And normally I can get through this with no hiccups, but if I might have to cough.
I should have been on here and I'm not. Nope.
Okay, here we go. Andy Alamini, Tina Bagnoli, Shonda Davis, Patty Dutton, Lillian Fuentes, Amanda Garcia, Cindy Glasser, Amy Guthrie, Tom Heidi, Jeff Helfrich, Eric Henry, Lori Shosted, Sam Holmes, Michael Humphreys, Jillian Johnson, Tracy Jones, Jamie Kelly, Scott Kelly, Lynette Kelly, Marcy Klee, Jessica Laird, Hannah Laps, Daniel Macara, Jose Medina, Lauren Meenan, Jen Mucci, Talithia Mummertz, Susan Quoter, Nick Remark, Christina Roberto, Roman Smith, Julie Smith-Geiser, Melissa Steiner, Holly Van Riper, Jackie Wakeham, Stephanie Webb, and Scott Young. Congratulations to all of you. Again, is 500,000 in written volume or written closed volume or 3 units. So congratulations.
Talithia did pop in yesterday. For those who were here at awards night, she won the most likely to win the Hunger Games, and I was a little nervous as to how she'd take it. She was tickled. She was like, "Oh, this is even better than the production award." So you chose wisely, apparently. All right, do we want to go back to the associate?
Probably. Okay, so we are going to give our associates some options when it comes to the fee. Everybody likes options. One of the options is our normal monthly fee, which is $47.50 a month. And then you can choose that or a fees per transaction. The fees per transaction is a really great way to make sure you're still staying on top of your fees if you don't have as many things coming through the pipeline through production. So that would be a $250 deposit up front that the Market Center would hold. And then you would have $250 per transaction for 3 transactions that we would pull. So it's a really great way to not build up your fees, but then also still make sure that you can take care of those. So we have this, I'm not going to read through it. There's also like a frequently asked questions. This is going to be emailed out to you. I'm not going to say that it's going to be emailed out to you by the time I leave, but our wonderful new MCA is going to make sure that he gets his emailed out to all of you so that you can start making your selections of how, what makes sense for you and your business and how you want to take care of your fees with that. But we just wanted to offer an option to fit your business. And then also coming out, a lot of you are already on the automatic debit where we sent out that form a while ago and you filled out whether you wanted it on a credit card or out of your bank. Some of you are not yet. We're still taking those out of commissions or you haven't gotten it back to us. So we're going to be sending that out as well. We need everybody on that. It's our goal to have everybody on that by July. And I think Rich is going to talk more about that. But it makes it a lot easier for you as well. Takes the guesswork out of it. We do all the work on our end. You don't have to worry about it. We invoice you and we'll take care of your payment as well. So, okay.
Easy peasy.
Obviously, if you have questions, let me know. I went through that fast. When the email comes out, I'll work with Nick if he has any questions and we'll make sure that everything is as seamless as possible with that transition if you decide to move to that other way. Okay. That's all.
Thanks, Dee Dee.
Uh-huh.
I also meant to welcome another associate, Ryan Prosser here. No, Ryan's been with us for like 8 months. Every time I see him, I'm like, I need to get to that next team meeting. So welcome to your first team meeting. 5 months?
I think so.
September?
No, he's been here before. A team meeting. He was here a couple months ago.
It was a new,
The new agent lunch.
new
Yep,
agent
yep.
lunch, yeah.
I'm just giving you a hard time. We're glad to see you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Ryan's selling a bunch of houses too. So congrats. Nick,
Yeah,
come on up.
all right.
Many of you have had the chance to see Nick now, and I'll put you on Zoom here as well. Nick stepped in valiantly for awards night and made the sound a positive part of the evening.
And stopped a couple fires. Thank you.
Put out some fires, stop, drop, and roll.
Literally.
Yeah,
Lots of fires.
literal fires and figurative.
So his burned commission here. I mean,
Making so much money, people can't help it. Just yeah. So I wanted you guys to all get the chance to meet him, to get to know Nick a little bit for a few minutes. So give us where are you from, background, family, the high level stuff.
Sure. So I grew up partially in Cuyahoga Falls up in Akron. I am now currently back in Akron and coming here. Love this area. I moved when I was younger to Florida with my family and started in real estate about 12 years ago in Florida, which is kind of like the Wild West. Don't get your license in Florida. Talk to me first. No, but I did real estate there for about 12 years, managed an office down there. Not to this size, but managed almost every aspect of our transactions. That was list side. We also ran a model very similar to the way that Keller Williams does, based off of a lot of the Keller Williams principles. So that's great. Really excited to be here. My wife and I just moved back in November with our 2 kids. I have a 2.5-year-old son, Webb, and a 5-year-old daughter, Vivian. They are a handful, but really excited to be back, and I'm really excited about this opportunity.
What drew you to the role when you first saw it posted, or as you were having conversations? What jumped out to you that got you excited?
Yeah, so in the brokerage that I was at the same brokerage for about 12 years. And I started kind of just the bottom of the barrel admin stuff, filing, just like direct filing paperwork or runnings and doing signs or photos, whatever they needed. And with that, for those 12 years, I learned all the systems that we had in place and then worked on improving those systems. And so for me, what's really important is efficiency and taking systems and using them and watching things run smoothly. So I know that for the MCA role, Dee Dee has been such a help going through the systems that you guys have. And I know that Keller Williams has their way of doing things, which is awesome. And so finding that cohesive way for like the ebb and flow of legacy specific, I love that stuff. I love being able to make sure that you guys get paid because I know you want to get paid, obviously, and all the other things that go along with that. All of the compliance stuff, making sure that all those checks and balances are in place. And yeah, that was something when I was looking through different possibilities, that role came up. I was like, man, this is something that I definitely could tap into and enjoy doing. So, and then meeting with the leadership team, great people. That was big for me. Was, man, you guys have some great leaders. And I wasn't
allowed to meet him until after he was hired.
I don't want you to think I'm sucking up either. Like from my experiences, you guys, this is a great leadership team. So yeah.
When you're not tweaking systems and paying agents? What do you like doing for fun?
Oh, for fun. Obviously love hanging out with my family, but I do music on the side. So I am in a band still kind of, and I do that. And that's kind of a creative outlet. And I do some woodworking stuff at home. And yeah, I have a multitude of hobbies that get me into plenty of trouble. So
He's a fellow lover of coffee.
that
so
as well.
That's his love language. Any one or two people, this is totally unplanned, but a question for Nick or a thought you want to share?
What kind of music do you play?
That ranges. The band that I was in was, I don't want to, but I would say pop or alternative.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll make that statement. Yeah. Yeah, leave it at that.
Awesome.
What do you do in the band?
Many things. So we record our own music, so
So do you
produce.
play an instrument or do
Yes,
you, okay,
yeah.
so what instrument do you play?
I play, so pretty much anything but drums
Okay,
for what we do.
nice.
A true musician.
Yeah, I mean, we'll even like do, I don't know how many people know what MIDI is, but I can get on a keyboard and like MIDI out a drum track if I need to, so.
Nice. That's awesome.
I don't know what that is. But that sounds cool.
Next thing we.
Yeah, all right, okay. I'll just MIDI over here. I mean, our meetings could be much more interesting with you doing some background.
Yeah, I think that I want to learn what we got going on first. before
Sure.
we add that, but-
Pay agents first, and we'll go from there.
We'll go from there. We could, I mean, maybe, we'll see.
Well, as Nick dives in, and I've been so impressed both with Dee Dee's level of dedication to helping him get rolling and your ability to ask questions and learn and absorb. There's an immense amount to learn, as I know. Well, hopefully you guys can at least appreciate in some small way. And so your grace and patience with us all as we adapt is certainly appreciated.
Yeah.
This
you,
is
guys.
Nick.
Appreciate it.
I have not been monitoring the chat here. I just want to make sure we're okay here. Very hard to hear. Okay, sorry folks. We will be louder. This is recorded and hopefully we can work with that. All right, so we want to have a bit of a conversation. This is going to be a quicker portion because of how much we have to cover. But last month's meeting was kind of a high level, what did we hear from family reunion, what's happening in the market? And the general theme coming out of that conversation a month ago was, hey, you know what? The market's hot and it's going to stay hot for a while. And we wanted to have a little bit of a conversation. There's kind of, Gary Keller's written a bunch of books, but Shift is one of them. I hope you appreciated in some way our play on words with the title of the conversation today. Get your shift together. We had other options, and this was a more PG version because a lot has happened in the last month. The war in Russia and Ukraine being obviously a big one. We were aware that was a thing a month ago, and it's become, the economic impact of that has been more felt. The inflation as a result of the Fed raising interest rates, mortgage rates have gone up fairly significantly in the last month. Looking to Cliff to make sure he's with me there. And we, part of our job as real estate agents is to be your local economist of choice. Your people are looking to you to understand, hey, what's happening in the market? Should we sell now because this is as high as it's ever going to get, or should we buy? Should we invest? And so for us to have a conversation, I'll allow someone to be on the spot. When someone says we're in a bubble or a recession is coming, I'd love to hear one or two of you say how you respond to that now. Lynette and then Preston.
I guess I've encouraged people that there's a lot more buyers in the market and that it's not the same as it was back in, I think people have expressed that they're worried that like in 2008, it's all gonna drop out from under and people are gonna lose money in their houses. And I said, well, it's not the same thing. I said, and people were sort of encouraging homes that they weren't necessarily, they did not normally have met the standards for. And there were a couple things going on. So this is a little different. I tell people there's a lot more buyers in the market. And I think a huge thing is people are investing. And so you've got people wanting a second home and their first home is not coming on the market. So there's much more competition. Interest rates have been low, so that's helped encourage that as well. But I said, over the long haul, I don't have a crystal ball, but over the history of home ownership, houses hold their value for the most part. And I said, even for those people who bought right before
Yes.
that drop in 2008, they recovered their money and then some, if they didn't have to sell right in that 1 or 2 year or 3 year time period right after they bought. So in general, it's inflation proof, because as home prices rise, rents go up, and so does the value of your home. And it is still, they don't make more dirt.
Yes, buy dirt. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So that's kind of my little.
That's great. Preston, anything you'd add to that, or a different take on that?
When you always hear like, oh, it's gonna crash, I'm like, well, that crashed because they were, doing subprime lending. Like, they would have the adjustable rates and they would just crank them up after a couple of years, and then all of a sudden you're working at part-time McDonald's, you can't afford your $250 or $250,000 house that you were able to 2 years ago.
Right.
And with that, even when they're like, you see a lot of the fear of, oh, the rates are rising. Well, lock it in now and buy it, because if you're renting, your rent's going to keep going up. And if you lock it in and then it just drops, refinance it.
Sure.
And then they're like, well, what if my house isn't worth anything? It's like, well, you're only going to lose money if you sell it.
Sure.
Because
So-
it just trends to keep going.
So a couple principles that you guys have both hit on here. Great talking point. This is not that. 2022 is not the same as 08. The fundamental principles are different. So that's one key talking point. When we talk about inventory being thin, really the question is, we have an outsized amount of buyers in the market. And you all know this. We have triple the amount of buyers as has been typical relative to the inventory. So we're still selling more homes. It's just outsized demand. Does anyone want to take a counterpoint saying, no, I think a recession is coming, or we're about to see something drop off? I'd love to hear a counterpoint. Nobody?
I think the market will become a little bit more even. So
Sure.
buyers are going to drop out because the interest rates are rising, and they
Right.
think 5.5 is crazy because it was just 2.5 to 3,
Right.
which is still a phenomenal interest rate at 5.5, 6%. That's still, I think, decent. But I think a lot of buyers are going to drop out, making it more even so that people can feel comfortable of the thought of selling and going to find something else, because it'll be a more even market.
Right.
So I think
It
it's
should
gonna
taper.
happen.
Yeah. So the theme, and there was a helpful call that a couple of us were on recently with Gary, talking about what he's seeing in the market. And he is, just to give some context, he's been kind of a sky is falling sort of predictor. Would you agree, Jose? He's called 10 out of the last 2 recessions, I think. I knew that would take a second to get. And so he's calling it now, but he's been doing it for a while. And I think the theme to pay attention to is the federal government is showing us that they want to slow the economy down. That's why there's been 2 rate hikes thus far, and there's more on the horizon. Does that mean we're going to plummet off a cliff? I don't think so, because this is not that. But they're showing us that what we've seen over the last 2 years, interestingly, this might have been shared at last meeting, in the last, 24 months, the average home price across the country has gone up 40%. That's a nationwide number. It was 15% in 2020 and 25% in 2021. That's crazy, and that's unsustainable, and we all know that, and the federal government knows that and says, hey, we need to slow this down. And so increasing interest rates is basically their way of saying, we don't want as many people driving up the prices to exorbitant rates. So that's actually a good thing. Could it turn into something more significant? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't think anybody here does. But the reason we want to talk about this is being prepared to lead into the market to come. Good producers, top producers are always prepared. All right. Not for the market that we're in, but for the market that's coming. And so if we've been in the hottest market that the industry has known for the last, 8-10 years, we're wise to say when it drops, what does it look like? for us to be prepared. And Jose, I'm going to let you jump in with me as you'd like. These are kind of four main principles drawn from the book Shift, and then we're going to talk a few practicalities with Lynn and Gina. But first, get real, get right. Jose, you want to talk with us about the mindset. What's a shift mindset? How should people be thinking we're a shift to becoming?
Yeah, so that call that I was on with Mark, with where Gary was
You
talking
mind
about-
coming down so people on
Yeah.
Zoom can hear?
Did you get the, can you bring up that slide I just sent to you?
Yep.
So I was on that same call with Mark. I feel so silly with this thing on.
Hi.
But
That's great.
yes, he is a little bit of a half glass empty, like the recession's always coming. And so like you try to balance that out. He's a very smart guy, so you got to take what he says seriously. This is when you were talking about, isn't it, our home price is going to go down? Are they not going to go down? This is what I refer to. And we went over this at last team meeting, but this is to me the most powerful thing out there, because what this graph shows you is 4% appreciation since 1990. This is where home prices should be at. So home prices should be at 343. Last year, we ended at an average sell price of 347. So yes, prices feel like they're super high. And we had a huge amount of time to catch up where home prices were cheaper really than what they should be, right? And so we really have just got to a point where we've caught up to where we should be. Now, as you can see, last year was the first year it was over that yellow line. That's the scary part where we don't want to be, right? Because this is what happened when we rode in the over that line for a long period of time. So when I talk to people about like, are we going to be in a recession? I pull up that graph, and that, like, instead of what I'm feeling or what I think, like, this is just data, right? And so being able to explain it reasonably to them that way. I didn't answer your question.
Mindset.
Okay.
Shift mindset.
So I think the biggest hurdle we have in a shift, if it's coming or if it's not coming, is right here for everyone. Like, if we're doing the activities, right? If we're doing the activities daily, the biggest struggle that we have is keeping our mindset right and keeping it sharp and keeping it focused and not worried. Do the activities, everything else will take care of itself.
Right, because when the market's hot, things are good. Average sale price is up so much so that I don't need to sell as many homes to make the amount of money that I need. And so we've seen on national levels, people have gone lax on the actual activities of setting appointments, doing the lead gen.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes is Warren Buffett. I think I said it in here before, where when the tide goes out, you realize who's been skinny dipping, right? And so when the market goes out, we realize who has not been doing the activities, because it shows up, right?
Yep, absolutely. One of the comments from Shift is be a low tider. Anticipate when things will be bad and operate as though things, pardon me.
We're all reading your emails.
Yeah, who knows? Adam Hergenrother's in my world.
It could be a lot worse.
Yeah. But anticipate things being bad, being in that kind of scarcity mentality to force you to do the right things. The good news is that if the market does shift, your people will need you more than ever, because they need insight. They're anxious, they're nervous, they don't know where things are happening. So someone who knows their stuff, that's prepared to talk with them about those things, is more valuable than you are to them right now, believe it or not. Jose, what does remargining your business mean?
Stop spending money on stuff that's not getting you a return on your investment. Spend money on stuff that's getting you a return. And you as a business owner need to decide, what's that return? Is it 3? Is it 4 times what I'm spending? But you really have to, when you're on an upswing, we all get a little bit loose with our money of what we're spending it on and the return that we're expecting. So like Gary says, prepare for the market that you're going into. So if you're doing that now, get a hold of your expenses now and make sure that if we are in a shift or we're not in a shift, either way, if you remargin your business now, you'll be in a much better spot.
Yep, absolutely. A couple quick things, then we're gonna have Lynn talk about it. So as you think about good business being built upon leads, listings, and leverage, doing more with less. If you've got a team, if you're utilizing technology, you want to be making sure that you're optimizing things basically to the maximum possible. You don't want to have bloat in your systems when necessary. And then find the motivated, meaning you need to lead generate. Who is looking to sell? Who is looking to do business? And if they're not in your sphere, you need to go and get them. And so building those activities. How much lead generation should people be doing daily?
As much as your business needs. Gary says 2 hours a day, but it's really depending on what your business goals are. That's what you need to like rework the numbers to say, I need to make 5 contacts a day or 10 contacts a day or whatever the case is. You need to figure out those numbers for your conversion. And when we talk about lead generation, I put in my mind, hey, let's call all the for sale by owners. And that's not necessarily the case because Christian's already caught them.
Yep.
But it's working your sphere and the people that already know, like, and trust you. And do they know, and do they think about you when they're at the party on Saturday night and someone says, I'm looking to buy a house?
Yep. Yep, absolutely. So we're going to dive into kind of 2 tactics, thanks, Jose, that are related to that. So two kind of practices in a shifting market is protecting your database. And Lynn's going to show us a little bit about ways you can do that in Command, and then closing to the appointment. Getting in front of people is always important, but it's never been more important than when things are uncertain. And Gina's going to share a little bit about that. So Lynn, come on down. Let's give the lovely Lynn Scott a hand.
So I have a quote for you guys from our friend here, Jim Marie. It says, in the battle for real estate consumer mindshare, you're the first or second, or you're out of contention. So how do we not become out of contention? That's by investing in yourself and marketing your name and presence. Here's a quick way to do it.
Sorry.
So this is a bi-weekly and monthly neighborhood search, similar to what you can get on the MLS, but you also have it on your phone. So if anybody's searching your stuff, you can pop onto Command, take a look and see who's doing what. Bunch of neighborhoods here. They can also add their own. Easy way to tell if they're in there poking around. They all turn white if they're doing it. This is kind of what it looks like when it pops up in your email. And this is what it looks like when they click on it. So if you haven't used them, easy peasy way to do it in Command. There's also another one. This is a 9-month plan. So stuff like this will go out branded to you I set it up for 9 months. So just stuff about real estate. You can set it and forget it, and they're gonna see you every month.
It's talking about
Real estate.
Okay. Yep.
This is a real estate based one. Just things that are going on. Should I rent? Should I buy? Just different. I stole it from Kimber Walton and rebranded it. So if you need it, it's easy to find because hers was kind of a little chaotic.
Should I do each of those, or should I pick one of those 3
You should
plans?
pick part 1 and they'll download all 3.
Okay.
So it makes it easy for you.
So positioning yourself as a real estate expert to your people by staying in front of them, that's an easy button for that.
Easy button.
Should I go to your next one?
Yes. Now, who has heard of Outfront Magazine? Who uses Outfront Magazine? So Outfront Magazine is put on by KW. Can you click the word spring?
Ooh, Lynn's
I also have a
stuff
QR
is
code going
always.
right to this page. So this is what it looks like. Can you scroll down for me a little bit? This gives you a 30-day plan. Every month this pops into your email. So if you don't know what to do for your own marketing, and you see how that popped up, it asks you to sign up. So every month in your emails. These are really cool because, scroll back up, Mark. Keep going. See, like week 1. Here's what you should do. You can do for social media. You can make smart plans out of this. Just to stay front and center. And if you don't have a clue, hey, how should I start? Pretty easy. Every single month, every day of the month, they break it down for you. So that magazine has tons of stuff. If you want to get more engaged in technology, it shows you what you should bring into your business. It's a really great magazine. If anyone actually reads it, I really like it.
Does that QR code work?
Yes, it goes right
Pull it
to
up.
that.
There you go. It wouldn't be a Lynn presentation without a good QR code. the
If you
Oracle.
ever want it, you're there and then you know, hey, I got out front and
Yep.
it's really good.
If you're ever wondering what should I say to my people, she's giving you easy ways to do that now.
It's already made for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just brand it to yourself.
Mhm. Is there a third one?
There is.
Oh, okay.
So if you want more information on how to market to your database, KW is putting on a class on Thursday, April 28th at 2 p.m.
Couple weeks.
I recommend it. Their classes are usually really good and you'll get something out of it. It may just be one or two things on how to nurture your database better.
Yep.
Any questions for me?
Well done.
Lynn, are your smart plans editable?
Yes, you can edit anything that's there. So if you don't like the content, but the reason why I put them out is because it's formatted. They're formatted, so if you needed your tablet, your computer, or your phone, whatever you look at it on, it's formatted so your clients have perfectly nice views, so you don't have to mess with that.
That's awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Lynn. All right, Gina, come on down. Talk to us about setting appointments.
All right, hi, everybody. So sorry I missed awards the other day. I was in Chicago, so congrats to everybody who won an award. I'm going to talk a little bit about the close. We don't realize like we're closing all the way through the relationship with our clients. It's not just closing on a transaction, but it's also closing on, will you work with me, closing on appointments, and then of course, closing on the sale. I don't know if you had a diagram or not.
I do.
You know, learning how to adjust yourself and your personality with your clients and people that are going to be your clients is really important. So also learning to know where they're at and what they mean when they say yes or they say no. So you've got people that are, it's a hard no, but do they really mean no? Or is it, you know, why is it no? Or are they an iffy no or a maybe no? Same with the yeses. Someone could come into a house and say, oh my gosh, I love it. You're feeling like it's a yes, but really it's a maybe because they get home and then think about it. So learning how to adjust with people and when to take no for an answer and not to take no for an answer, basically, for the appointment in particular. So what is the firm no and when am I being pushy? I hear a lot in coaching, I don't want to step over these boundaries because I feel pushy. Well, maybe that's just you. Maybe it's not them, because you need to be able to know when it's really a hard no and when it's really a maybe. Does that make sense? So a couple of things to learn about when you're trying to close for the appointment is the difference of, you know, when do I say what? So there's a hard close, which means let's meet. So you're going to go in strong and when to do that. So like I'm nurturing my buyer and nurturing my seller. So when do I need to learn the hard close, right? For me, that would be, I've been nurturing for you with a while and I've been talking to you. Maybe I know you because you're an internet lead or you came to my open house and it's time to just say, let's meet. Let's meet at the office and do a buyer consultation because maybe a house hasn't come up yet that they want to see. So that's one close. Then there's the soft close. I really enjoyed visiting or talking with you. Would it be okay if we got together and discussed this further? So you need to know a high D is going to like that direct hard close, right? So your probably C personality on DISC is going to be liking the soft close. It's going to ease into things a little bit more. By the way, I can teach a whole class on this, so I'm going to try to get through it quickly. Direct, can we meet today? So that's a question. And assuming in your mind that you're talking to someone over the phone and you haven't met them yet with these closes for the appointment, right? We've got an indirect close, which is, would it be okay if I got some information to you and we can meet to discuss it? So again, that would be the suggesting a buyer consultation. I've been talking with this person, or maybe they're just a brand new lead and you can see where they're at with things because of their search. Maybe they're an internet lead. And then that's that, let's get together, right? We've got to. By the way, as fast as the market's moving right now, those buyers and sellers, the second that they get in your hands, they're probably in other people's hands too.
Absolutely.
And whoever learns how to close that person and getting them to work with you is going to be the person who's going to get the commission, right? Even unfortunately, those people that we are thinking that are loyal to us, because if you can't get them in the house, somebody else is going to, right? Then there's a trial close. have we gone over enough today to make you want to move to the next step? I would say a good analogy there would be, we've been into the house, we've seen the house. Do you like it enough? Do you want to make an offer? I think a lot of people forget that people like to be asked, do you want to buy?
Yeah.
They don't always just say, hey, I want to make an offer. Sometimes you actually have to ask. It's strange to me. It's not my personality type because I'm going to say I'm here to buy, but not everybody is like that. So sometimes you have to not forget to ask for that. There's the assumptive. It sounds like we should meet. I'm available these days and times. What's best for you? That's assuming that they're going to want to make an appointment. So that would be like, for example, I've gotten an internet lead, they clicked on a listing, and now you're going to assume that they're going to want an appointment. So just launch right in. You came to me. I didn't, cold call you. You came to me for a reason. Now, what I'm asking for is, would you like to see the house? So just jump right in there. Negative, positive. Would you be offended if I asked you if we could meet to go over this? That one's iffy for me. Doesn't feel right. By the way, it doesn't have to be all of these. It's going to be whatever you're comfortable with. The take back, I really enjoyed talking with you or visiting with you. To be honest, I'm not sure if I can help you, but I would be honored if we could talk to find out if we want to work together. What jumps to my mind in that one would be, this is a buyer who wants to make a low offer. Doesn't sound like, Dee Dee, we're going to be able to make this happen. I'll do whatever you want to do, but maybe I can help you, maybe I can't, since you want to go in and make these low ball offers, but we'll give it a try, right?
Dee Dee.
On the flip side, on the listing, what that would be is, Dee Dee, I know that you are hearing that the prices are really high right now. However, we really shouldn't be in that price point. I don't know if we can work together. I don't know if I'll be able to get you that for the house, but I am willing to try. A couple more and I'll be done. Tie down. Would it make sense for us to meet today or tomorrow? That goes without saying. And then the alternate choice, whatever works for you. I'm available today, tomorrow, or Tuesday at 9. What works for you? So just giving them options and what days and times would work.
We can drop that in our Facebook page as well. I think one takeaway is, to your point about people don't want to feel pushy. Think about, okay, say I'm a high S personality. I'm never going to want to feel pushy. Right. It's about what connects with them, understanding their personality and saying, I'm going to get out of myself and I'm going to be direct because that's what they need, not because I'm seeking to be pushy, or vice versa. Yeah. If you're a high D and you're working with an SC, you need to say, okay, what does it look like to ease them in to the relationship?
Yep. That's all I got.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. I think Gina from America's Preferred is going to be hopping on. Gina, you here? Check. Apparently she wasn't able to make it. We're behind schedule, so that's okay. Rich, come on up.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Rich.
Okay. So who's heard of Real Trends? Hopefully everybody in this room, at least at one point in time. All right. So Real Trends goes around the country. They look at numbers, volume, agent count, all kinds of different things relating to real estate, right? So I am happy to say that Legacy and Elevate, we were ranked number 108 by transaction sides out of the top 500 in the country. So that's pretty good for Northeastern Ohio, especially for our 2 market centers. And then also we were ranked number 297 in volume, which is amazing as well. I mean, for this part of the country where home prices are a lot less expensive than you would encounter in other places, to be in that top 500 is amazing. So congratulations to all of you, including all of those at Elevate, for this remarkable stats, because we couldn't do without you. So MLS now. So let's talk a little bit about how many people find it really easy to get into a house right now. Well, MLS is saying that they're a little bit frustrated, they're bored, here's you, and they understand that you have agents that are listing a property midweek and they are not allowing showings until Saturday or Sunday. Well, I'm here to tell you that is no longer They will not allow you to do that. And if they find out that you're doing it, they're going to start fining you. So if you're finding those agents that are saying there are no showings until Sunday's open house, or there are no showings until Saturday, you can click on the link right above or right below the picture. You can submit that anonymously to let the MLS know that this agent is using this practice. And basically the MLS has said, the more that we find people doing that, eventually we're just going to make it to where you automatically have to have showings available immediately upon entering the property within 24 hours. So this doesn't mean that your seller can't still say, hey, I'm listing my house on Tuesday. I do not want showings on Tuesday evening. That's okay. But if they say there's no showings Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and wait till Saturday, that's a problem. You can't do it. So you are going to start to see agents get fined for that. Hopefully we'll get this corrected. But they got rid of the showing, the coming soon status for a reason. And we're still seeing agents try and circumvent that process. They're also saying that if this is abused any further, that they are going to make Saturday and Sunday business days, which means you will no longer be able to enter in a listing on a Friday. You will no longer be able to list a property on a Friday and not put it in the MLS until Monday. So they will mandate that you put it in within 24 hours, calling every day of the week a business day. So we can't control all that here at Legacy Group, but I want you to be cognizant of that, because if we are agents that are doing it, if our agents are doing it, it's going to help cause a problem for the MLS, and they are going to start not only finding us, but really regulating us more so than we would really like. So does anybody have any questions about that? I know there are agents that do it habitually, and we're trying to get away from that. Okay.
What do they do? Is block off so they can show the house that per se?
Yeah, so what's happening is you have agents, there are agents, I can think of a few off the top of my head, that will list the property on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and say no showings until the open house on Saturday or Sunday. And it's really just because they want to get their people in the house, or they want to control all the offers coming in after the open house. Unfortunately, it's not in the best interest of their client. They don't know what they haven't had the discussion with their client. Agents are just making blanket decisions for what's best for their business, not for their seller. So that's the reason they're doing it. You'll see a lot of agents that are entering listings on a Friday. I'm sorry, not entering the listing on a Friday, but taking a listing on a Friday. You don't have to publicly market the property and put it in the MLS until Monday or Tuesday, because you have 2 business days, 48 hours. In that 48 hours, you put the sign in the yard, it's not in the MLS. You're soliciting all the business for yourself, hoping that you get the other side of the transaction. So that's what they're looking for. Yeah.
What if somebody does that and they post on their Facebook coming soon?
Yeah, so coming soon, within 24 hour, there is no status, but within 24 hours, I am allowed to post a coming soon and say, hey, something's coming tomorrow. That's not a problem. That's the longest. 24 hours is the longest time frame you can use for coming soon. We had an agent recently, there was a newer agent, there was a listing coming in 3 weeks, they put it out there. So no, there's no coming soon status in MLS now. You cannot use it. So 24 hours is the maximum you can put on your Facebook page. Hey, I have a listing coming soon. So it's not really coming soon, it's coming tomorrow. So you might as well just say it's coming tomorrow. Yeah. So the other thing is temporarily off market. If you have a property that you can't get, for whatever reason, the seller says, hey, I don't want anybody in here. I want to list it with you, but I don't want you in the property or showing it at all for a week or 2 weeks or 3 days. Temporary off market is where you have to put that status. Do not get caught putting it in the MLS and saying no showings for 3 days. Even if the seller instructed you to, that's going to be a problem. You're going to list the property, immediately put it on temporarily off market, put that in the broker remarks, and then put it active again on that date that it's able to be shown.
If you did go temporarily off market for a legitimate reason, do you have to pull the sign from the yard?
Technically, you are supposed to pull the sign from the yard, and any social media, any print advertising is off the market. So technically, you're supposed to pull everything. Does it really happen in practice? Probably not, but yes, you should. Yeah. So really, I mean, we regulate our own industry, guys, and the problem is we're circumventing, and I say we, I mean the realtor profession, we're circumventing ways to get around the rules, and unfortunately, that's just not working. The more times we try and get around the rules, the more rules they're going to impose. So if we just start following the rules, we're gonna be a lot better and a little bit ahead of the game, if you will. But anyway, under contract, allow showings. So those of you that were around when this was a contingent status, under contract allow showings means exactly that. You have to allow showings. not just KWLG agents, it must be anybody that wants to set up a showing. It doesn't mean the seller can't decline during that particular hour or day. But if it is under contract, allow showings, you better allow anybody to get in that property or otherwise you're in violation. If the seller doesn't want showings, it should be under contract, no showings, period. Okay. And then let's go over, let's see. The fine for this is going to be $500 if you are caught showing a property that is under contract, no showings. So what's happening is agents are putting something under contract, no showings, the deal falls apart. The listing agent knows it, and possibly their broker or their inner spheres know it in their brokerage. They're allowing the property to be shown because you have that 48-hour window to change the status. They're getting it back under contract and another brokerage wasn't able to show it. This is going to result in a $500 fine. So unfortunately, again, the status changes are very important. Start doing those as much as you can within a 24 to 48-hour period so you keep yourself compliant. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about the financial form that Dee Dee had talked about. So this is not something that we're trying to penalize people for. This is KWRI coming in and saying, listen, we need all the market centers to be the same. Agents can no longer wait to pay their bill and take it out of a commission. So we're not trying to be mean. We're not trying to micromanage your business or anything like that, but we are trying to get our receivables under control, and KWRI is part of that. So by that, if you are an agent that we usually take your commission out or your fees out of a commission, that will not be happening as we move forward. So our goal is to not have anybody behind longer than 30 days. Okay, because right now we have people that are pretty far behind and we need to get caught up. Any questions about, you must fill out this form. This is not a negotiable thing because we have agents that haven't done it. And by the end of the month is the goal to get it done by. If you have problems, questions, whatever, see Dee Dee or myself or Nick after Dee Dee leaves us at the end of the week. So, and let's see, dot loop. So I have to tell you, I laughed so hard. So one of the agents didn't realize that I could see it. And in dot loop, they put a note from themselves to one of their other team members. And it said, I hate Jan already, with flaming fire coming out of the person's head. Jan is our virtual assistant. She is our co-host for compliance. And I thought it was funny. Of course, I didn't say anything. They probably now know who they are. But anyway, Jan has a job to do, and that is compliance. We need her to do that job. So please, 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 bear with us as we get through this. Amanda was probably the hated person, and now she's no longer the hated person. It's Jan. But the compliance is important. You have to do it. If there's something that you're missing, so I'm just going to give you a for example. If for some reason you got through a transaction and you didn't get the consumer guide signed, or you didn't get the warranty paper signed, or whatever it is that you didn't get signed because you made a mistake, try and get it signed by the consumer after the closing and get it uploaded. If you can't do that, just upload the document and put on there, client refused to sign. But Jan needs to know what she's looking at. She doesn't automatically know that you forgot or that we don't have it. If you attempted to get it and the client after closing, you've tried 3 times and they won't sign it, that's okay. You did your job, get it in there and get it uploaded so we can get you paid, because we don't want to hold you money. Okay. Any questions about any of that?
No, but Rich, I'm gonna piggyback on that.
Yeah.
So I am a guilty party. My dot loop, I don't know, something was just not working. And I was getting so flustered. Poor Amanda and Lynn, they kept calling me and I was at appointments. And I was like, Amanda, I'm about to lose my marbles. Why do you keep calling? And I had to drive in and give her a hug. But I just said, apparently my command was not talking to my dot loop. Like there was something that was missing. So if you're having that problem, there's something that Lynn can do and somehow they sync. It's so easy. It literally is so easy. So once she fixes it, you can just do little drop downs and somehow it all just connects and you don't get called. It's amazing. So
That's a great testimonial.
If you need help, yes, use it, because I didn't know it was a me problem. It wasn't the computer problem.
And did you ever really have your marbles?
I just said don't lose the marbles.
No, so have some grace with Jan, and I appreciate that. So, and what she's talking about is some agents are using command for compliance, some are using dot loop. Eventually, we're probably all moving over to command at some point. Not sure when that's going to be yet, but for compliance purposes, I will tell you one last thing. One loop, folks, one loop. And we're going to start having you click on the submit loop button in the top right-hand corner. When you're done with everything and you have it in there, click on submit. It will send an email to Jan. She will then know to audit it, and only do that when you have everything in there that you need. What's happened is, so in a couple cases, we've had 15 different loops, and Jan is not, she's not going to know that something's in this loop, something's in this loop, something's in this loop. And then of course, Dee Dee's getting called, and I'm getting called that your paycheck has been held up for 3 weeks, and you want to know why, and we've tried to explain why, but you're just not happy with the answer. So one loop. If you have more than one loop, don't call us and complain. It's one loop and get it submitted. Okay? Because it'll be a you problem, not an us problem.
Rich.
And it's true. Like when you hit the submit button,
When you have everything in the loop
and like you're like.
and you're getting ready to close on the transaction and you're ready for her to audit your loop, that you have everything you need in there, click on that submit button. For those of you that are using .loop, for those of you that are using command, continue to use command.
Yeah, so what he's saying, so like mine, I had a buying loop and I had a listing loop because I was dual agent on my stuff. Or I had like, or I was the listing agent and then a buyer like came into the thing. So when you have two different loops, it won't talk and then you won't get paid. It doesn't show compliance rate. You have to like combine the two and then it will talk to command. Does that make sense?
No, well, mine's just more about, I never used to have to hit submit.
You don't. This is new.
This is new.
You've never had to hit submit before, but the reason we're doing this is because Jan does not know what loop to look at. So Amanda, God bless her. I mean, she would rip her hair out going through all of the different loops trying to figure it out so that she wasn't bothering you guys. Unfortunately, we're just too busy of a market center. We just can't do that. We need your help to do your job and submit the loop, one loop, and that way we can get you paid quickly. So, yeah.
You can make a copy of a document from any loop into another loop, and then archive the loops you're done with. It's a simple
And
as
.loop
that.
offers classes. If you want them, talk to Amanda.
I have a
We can-
2-hour video
Oh, there you go.
in Legacy Group Guide.
Yep.
Ollie, did you have something?
Huge.
You can combine two .loop accounts.
That's probably a question for .loop, but I
Well, it might be
imagine
able
you
to
can.
add
different ones and toggle between.
I want one and I have two, right? So sometimes
I would check with .loop. Okay,
All right.
we'll get you back.
You
on
need to
track.
stay.
Sorry.
You need to stay up here. Rich is going to be announcing the reason why we're wearing our silly little
I didn't know I was
decor.
doing it. Hey, I'm excited. This is great.
Rich, what's this all about?
So leadership decided this year, hey, how can we help increase your production and get everyone more money in your pockets? So everybody likes contests, everybody likes to win something. So we have come up with all agents by the end of this year, so individual and team agents, if you make $65,000 in your gross commission from year to, so 2022, first all the way to December 31st, you're going to be eligible to win a trip for $2,500. Should be a 3 to 4 night getaway with airfare from Apple Vacations, and that is from the Market Center.
Who wants it?
Right? So get those sales up and get that GCI. Don't reduce your commission. Charge the full amount.
Yeah,
Get your
that's
GCI.
right. That's right. Go get it. We'll next month we'll have a tracker. I think we got 5 or 6 people whose names are in the counting. Anyone who makes more than this is eligible. So
Sounds like Eric's well on his way with
go and
all
get
the
it.
transactions already.
He'll get there. He'll get there. Thanks, Rich. All right. I believe Sam and/or Andrea, come on down. Guys, we're about 10 minutes behind. So if you could just hang with us, we appreciate it. I'm sure it's my fault.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Great.
Good. You're awake still? The awards banquet was so much fun. Thank you guys for allowing us to be part of that, and Sam for doing a good job.
It was
lighting
a
the place
team effort.
on
Team
fire,
effort.
literally.
That was not me. Well, it was me, kind of. It was something that I handed to someone. That caught on fire, yes. Yeah.
All right, so I'll go first. So we have been talking about depositing earnest money online for several months now, and I am happy to let you guys know that May 1st, we will go live on our website for your clients to be able to deposit their earnest money. So our escrow teams are getting trained on it right now. You'll be able to literally go on our website, click a button, and your clients will go through a whole bunch of things. It's very, very secure. It's a factor authentication process for your clients. So one thing is, know your audience. It may not be the best thing for the client who doesn't know how to work the remote control and get like DVR set up and all that. Okay. Maybe like a handwritten check is the best fit for them. Okay. We will have a video for this on you guys as a training that you guys can watch. You can send to your clients. Maybe we could play it at the next.
It may be 4 minutes long,
It might be
so
4
we
minutes
might
long.
need a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk. We'll talk. Maybe I'll see if I can like shave
They're
more
not our
time.
diamond sponsors.
Jose says no. 4 minutes.
Yeah. But yes, that is coming starting May 1st. So super exciting.
Okay. Do I have a slide?
You should. You do.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about a couple things that we have got coming up. So Monday after your Dominate Your Week, I'll join you for Dominate Your Week. I'll bring breakfast and then stay after and we're gonna do title capture. So seller estimates, no, buyer estimates, seller net sheets, we'll go over all of that. So I know we've had a lot of questions about that, so plan to come on Monday. And then how title insurance affects your real estate transaction. We did it here in the Canton office last month. We are going to do it in Mansfield next Wednesday after your lunch and learn from 1:30 to 2:30. So take the trip out. It's a good time.
Do it. It's a good time.
Yeah.
We are working on getting the cores for you guys. We'll have some dates for you guys, but all 3 core CE classes, we're gonna get those set up. We'll get those on the calendar with
Amanda.
Amanda. I'm like, I don't know, like
Where is it? Yeah.
somewhere around here. So okay, we're done.
That's it.
Unless anybody has questions. No, okay.
Of course, no questions this meeting. you guys.
All right, we're almost there. All right, I believe it is time for Mercedes and Christian to come on down and give us an update. So for those who are new, Red Day is our annual take a break and serve in the community day as we seek to give back and be generous in our culture. Christian and Mercedes in particular are spearheading those efforts this year as we seek to do that well.
Yes, so I met with Corey over at the Straight Path program out of the Old Maslin High School. The program is a resource center for kids and it's completely free for them to attend. They offer them breakfast and lunch. And this program is targeted to help kids stay off the streets and getting into trouble. As some of you may know, in Maslin, they focus a lot on sports. Therefore, there's not as many resources for kids who aren't in sports. So this venue, or I shouldn't say venue, this program offers like a recording studio for kids to record music, a video editing studio with a green screen for kids to make movies, an arts and crafts studio, a cricket area where kids can make t-shirts. They're making a shop for kids to sell the t-shirts. And all in all, it's a program that we're really excited to help. And that's what we're going to be focusing our Red Day on this year is beautifying, homifying their space so the kids feel at home and they're able to utilize the resources that they have, as well as the resources that we're going to try to provide to them.
This is just a quick video that gives you a taste for the space and the blank canvas that it will be for
Yes,
us.
it's pretty dingy right now. We want to make it feel like home for them, give them a space that actually they want to go join. Right now, their walls are and their trim are these bright orange and these bright red.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking hungry.
we had an interior designer come in and our hallways are going to be this orange. And then we're going to have little pops of these other yellows and orange colors. But so I need everyone to get their phones out, please. Okay. We created an Amazon wish list. And honestly, buy away, please. It gets directly, once you add it to your cart, it gets sent directly to the community center. He's super excited as he keeps getting packages delivered. He's like, oh, I got our first
Oh, that's cool. I love that.
He hasn't opened any of the packages, but he has them stored away in a room for us. But there's the link. Let's try and get as many things bought today or the next few days as we possibly can, please. This will be how we make it homey, how we make it feel like home for these kids. We also make sure you sign up on the Red Day email. That's where you'll sign up under the room that you want to partake in. And it gives you a little description of what you're going to be doing. There's going to be a lot of painting going on. There's some mulching outside. There's going to be
junk removal,
all the above. So sign up under our room.
Order your t-shirts, they're due by the 20th. If you have a business that wants to sponsor or give money to the event, if they pay $3.50, their name will get added to the back of our t-shirts. We have to know by the 20th, and we have to have a vector image from them. But they'll be added to our t-shirts, and they'll be added to a professional video that was donated to us by Tyler Meeting. Am I saying his last name
Yep,
right?
you got it. Yep, the same guy who did our Market Center video is donating his efforts to put together a video to tell the story of what we're doing on Red Day.
Yep, so he's gonna take before videos of the space, he's gonna show during the time that we're doing it, and then showcase the space when we're done. It'll be kind of like a community center makeover to show the community what we did. And I think that'll be a huge thing, branding for the brokerage, and a thing that we can share to our sphere.
Awesome. Mercedes and Christian and Jess and Amanda, there's a lot of folks that are putting in a lot of work. So what we can do is sign up. You've gotten emails about it. It's going to continue to be on a Facebook page. So come that day. We're anticipating about 60 of us serving. And Amazon wish list, which you can share with your people, your database, hey, participate in what we're doing by helping to donate. Yep. And more info to come, but earmark or pencil in Thursday, May 12th to serve on Red Day.
I'm sorry?
We have team leaders for the room.
Yep, and there's team leaders for the room. After you guys sign up at the room, your team leader should reach out to you and talk about the vision for the space that you signed up on, so.
And I just want to give one final note and say that the people who started this nonprofit, they're not well off by any means. They put every last dollar in their pocket into this place. So they're extremely dedicated, and this is something that they're passionate about as well as us.
Yeah, and like, for example, they just opened their doors in January. The girls don't even have little trash cans for feminine hygiene products. They don't. The kids come after school hungry, and he buys chips and drinks out of his own pocket to feed these kids after school. So if we can make a difference in these kids' lives, I mean, they're going to be making decisions and buying houses in the future, guys. So.
That's not why we're doing this.
No.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right, we're almost there. Cliff and Jessica, come down. We are close, and thanks for hanging with us.
Okay, so we'll try to go quick. I just want to say congratulations to all the award winners too. I wasn't able to make it.
I know, such a bummer.
Yeah, my daughter had a volleyball tournament. So congratulations to everybody. I wanted to take a minute and introduce Dan Lane. So Dan, everybody probably knows him, but Dan has joined the cross-country mortgage team. So we're super excited about that. He has kind of taken a shift from real estate. He obviously has some stuff still trickling in, but with the amount of production that Dan did last year, you did 15 million, correct? And I did 7 million of his business. So we obviously work really well together. And we thought, what a unique opportunity to be able to provide somebody that really knows the real estate industry and be able to combine it with the mortgage. I think we're going to be a really great asset to all of you. So if there's anybody that wants to learn about the business, like how he was successful, and then combine it with what he's doing with mortgages, to give you an example, like Scott and I just got a deal, and we closed it in 14 days. And I'm going to be completely honest, like if I had been working that deal, I would never have told Scott to close it in 14 days. But with Dan's expertise in the business, knew that we needed to beat a cash offer, and we just got the clear to close today. Yes. So I am super excited. If anybody wants to, we're going to be around a little bit afterwards. So if anybody wants to schedule an appointment with us, learn how we're doing this together and how we can benefit you as a real estate agent, please let us know. Last thing before Cliff starts talking is with the rates going up as much as they have, please double check with your pre-approved buyers. There are customers that sometimes are pre-approved at the max. So if, let's say they were pre-approved at a 4.5% interest rate and now the interest rate is 5%, you could not have a proper pre-approval. So if there's anybody that was pre-approved just a few months ago or even a month ago, make sure you're calling their lender, checking in with their lender, making sure that they're still pre-approved. And then, if there's any issues, we are more than happy to take a second look. We do have higher debt to income ratios, which is going to really matter right now. The banks kind of have overlays and don't go as high as we do. So if you have a customer that's no longer pre-approved, let us know and we'll take a look at it. I don't know if you want to say anything, but
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing I know I work with a couple of you guys in here already on the mortgage side is I love talking to listing agents when you guys are putting in the offers. I feel like it adds a lot of power. You know, we've all had listings where we have 10 or 15 offers and we don't know anything about the lenders or these people's approval. So don't get afraid if we're working with you, of course we'll do it, but always ask your lender, hey, can you just give them a quick 5-minute call and just, let them know that we're solid, and this is a solid pre-approval. And I always tell them, I have the pay stubs, I have these, when I'm talking to listing agents, I've reviewed their pay stubs. I have all the documents. We can close quickly. Here's my number. If you have a problem, any problem, you just give me a call. I'm available to you also 24/7. That phone call alone sometimes can win the deal for you, because if there's 15 offers and 3 of them are the same, and then they're looking at them, they go, well, I know this lender called me. This lender's responsive. That might put you ahead. So.
Absolutely.
we'll let you talk about
Yeah,
crypto.
no, it's great. It's great. I mean, because it's already worked. I mean, I've had a couple opportunities now where I've reached out to some of your clients, made calls, sent text messages, they got offers accepted. So, I mean, that's great stuff. And a good information, guys, this is great information I wanted to discuss with you guys today is about, I have a couple really young clients out in the Cincinnati area, 26 years old, already bought their first house. We got them in, done. They're already talking to me about what they're going to do in regards to, they're like, okay, Cliff, I need you to help me put together a plan to buy, investment properties. I want to buy 2 investment properties, per year. What can you do to help me grow my business? I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about what you're going to do and how we're going to strategically do this. He's like, okay, I've got such and such amount of dollars in his 401k. He's 26 years old. Okay. Wow. It's unbelievable. He's got about 100 grand already in like a 401k. He's got money and other assets and things like that. Because like, Cliff, I've been really doing well with this crypto stuff that I've been working with. I got about 350,000 in a crypto account that I've got. How can I use that to incorporate to grow my business and use it for assets? I'm like, that is a great question. Okay. There's like a yes and no portion of it. Okay. So have you guys heard of crypto? The new, obviously you guys are, in with the times and what's going on. Crypto is a big thing. Okay. It's growing fast. People that are smart are putting money into it that are helping grow their assets in overnight. It's unbelievable. Now, the question is, can they use that type of money, towards a mortgage transaction? It's yes and no. Okay. Basically, when it comes to crypto monies, okay, when you have a client that has crypto, they want to pull from it and they got in dollars, whatever they want to do, they got to liquidate it. Okay. So they have to make sure that it has to be put in US dollars. And what we need to verify this money is they need to have shown ownership of that crypto account for at least 2 months. Okay. And they can't have purchased the crypto funds with like a credit card. It had to be their own cash. So I'm educating these people, and I'm educating anybody that's getting into crypto, using crypto, want to use it for mortgage related. I'm trying to kind of get them prepared to use it the proper way. Okay. And if they can't do it that way, it's great because they can pull from it, they can liquidate it and so forth. Okay. Now, in some cases where they might have to have, say he's going to pull 60 grand from it to buy an investment property. Okay. And put that money back in there. It's going to be like maybe pulling from your 401k. You have your terms and conditions of withdrawal, which could be, okay, well, your payment's going to be $350 added into your debt ratio in order to qualify. So that's one thing that we're going to check for as well and do to make sure that, hey, this is what it's going to cost to make sure that he can still qualify if he has to repay that cryptocurrency, into his debt ratio. So good things, guys. This is more information that, Jessica and I, we always try to educate you guys with anything new that's coming on the market to make you guys sell better, grow better, and just do better. This is why we're here to help you. Okay. So anytime you guys have questions about scenarios, even meeting with clients to help them build, say, a portfolio as like, getting themselves the right, positions to, either buy investment properties or just educate them, period. Education's key. Okay. And like, I know we were talking about the market already, about it being, is it going to be crashing? The answer is no. Okay. Because number one, the mortgage industry and the real estate industry is what's driving everything. Okay. And keeping everything stable. So as long as we're doing our job, educating the people the right way, putting people in the right types of loans, things are going to be fine. There's certain things that are going to be out of our control that we can't, manage or help, the job markets, things like that. But everything that we do, guys, as professionals, is what's gonna help keep this thing keep rolling, okay? So be positive and think about that. Don't think, when everybody says it's gonna be negative, don't listen to them. You tell them to talk.
Yeah, talk to Cliff. That's what I was gonna say. Cliff's coming for you.
All right.
All right. I'm just gonna fly through. We got some stuff coming up. Check your calendar. It's gonna be great. Eric Henry's gonna talk with us about how he does listings on Monday, which is gonna be fantastic. So come out for that. We can't finish today. As I mentioned earlier, this is Dee Dee's last team meeting with us, last week with us. Technically Friday, but we're actually closed on Friday, so Thursday. And so we have a little thank you, but I know so many of us could share stories, and we're not going to do it now because we're already 15 minutes past, but did want to express our gratitude. As I think about the Y4C2Ts and what we value as KW, the integrity and the commitment are the two kind of pillars that I think you live out the most. She does the right thing, and believe it, you better believe she's committed. You know, the number of us that have come in, you peek in on a weekend or late in the evening, early in the morning, Dee Dee has worked her tail off these last almost 3 years. So I'm incredibly grateful for you. A little something from us. And check the email that you got from Amanda yesterday, and please do what she asked you to do. That would be fantastic. But we're so grateful for you, and you'll be missed. Grateful that you're still going to be in our ecosystem. There's lunch out there that's got a vacation theme to it. So go and feast and linger if you're able. Committees start at 12:30 in here. Please join.
Gina, I have your shirt. Caitlin, I have shirts for you. Easter egg hunt. Oh, you got it? Yes. Thank you.